Hello friends, how are you doing? Welcome back to Verified. So, there is this case number. Do you really know what it is or what it means to you and to your process? That's what we want to discuss in this video. By the end of this video, you will have understood everything that regards the case number. You have been selected, and that letter that you've got telling you that you have been randomly selected, that is called the first notification letter. And you have scrolled down through it, and down there you've seen this case number. This case number has a lot of meaning to your diversity visa process. It has a great impact on your interview. So, regarding this case number, we are going to discuss what it means in terms of, number one, it is regional. And number two, it is positional. Number three, it is relative. And number four that we shall discuss is its impact on your diversity visa process. So watch the video to the end, and everything around it, you're going to understand it. Let's begin with how it is regional. In the DV or the diversity visa program, the whole world, all the countries, they are grouped into 6 blocks or 6 regions. We have the AF region, which is Africa region. We have AS region, which is the Asia region. We have NA region, which is the North American region. And we have SA, which is the South American region. We have the EU, which is the Europe region. And we have OC, which is the Oceania region. Each case number as yours has an abbreviation for the region. Like for example, if your DV Lottery 2025, you'll see 2025, then the abbreviation, and then the numeric part of the case number. Like for example, if you come from the Oceania region, you will see 2025 OC 0001234, like that. Each region has these case numbers arranged from low case number to high case number, independent of other regions. Like for example, you might find if you come from the Europe region, we have a low case number of e.g. case number 1, and they will go on up to the highest case number. In Africa region, the same, from a low case number like for example 1 and all the way to a high case number. Oceania region, the same, from a low case number like 1 and all the way to the highest case number, independent of any other region. Having known that they are arranged numerically, now let's come to the second part. The case numbers, they are positional. And this means that the case number that you have indicates a position within a range of selectees relative to the actual number of selectees within that range. I know those are many words, but I'll break them down. So the case number that you're holding indicates a position, and that position is a position within the number of selectees. Those number of selectees, they are not as many as the highest case number in that region. For example, if you are from Asia, and for example, the highest case number for Asia becomes like 35,000. If the highest case number is 35,000, it does not mean that in Asia region there are 35,000 selectees. Get that point. There could be within the 35,000, in between there, holes. And holes are people that were initially selected, but due to mistakes like the quality of the photo or the type of the photo they used, they were eliminated. And if you are eliminated, that gap or that open space remain as open. There are no cases added. So from the 35,000 example in Asia, you might find that the actual number of selectees in that region are fewer, far less than the 35,000. Like, for example, you might find there are only like 12,000 out of the 34,000 people inside there. So when we say your case number is positional, it tells that your case number tells of a position that you hold within those number of selectees. So the case number that you have, it gives you a position. And that means there are people with higher case number than you, if you're not the highest, and you have some people with lower case number than you. And then when we come to the case number being relative to, that connects with the second point that I have discussed, the positional. The total number of selectees in a specific region is not as many as the highest case number. You might be having this case number, but the actual position might be far lower than that number because of the people that were eliminated that were before you. So to sum it all up, point 2 and point 3, your case number tells you of a position relative to an actual number of selectees within a region. And the actual number of selectees might be far less than what the highest case number indicates. And also, having known that, let's come to the last point, how the case number will affect your interview. First of all, you need to understand that the diversity visa interviews, they are scheduled numerically, meaning following the number order. That is from a low case number all the way to the highest case number. That one you should know. And therefore, the case number that you're holding, since it tells you of the position relative to an actual number of selectee, then it means it tells you of when you can get an interview scheduled, if at all you will get an interview. And this is because there are other people with very high case numbers that will not have their interviews scheduled. That is a fact, and you should know that. There are people that were selected and they have very high case numbers in their regions and they will not get to the interview. But if you will get to the interview, your interview cannot be scheduled before a person with lower case number than you. So a person with a lower case number than you will have to be scheduled first for the interview, and then you will follow. And then a person with higher case number than you cannot be scheduled for the interview before you. You have to be scheduled, then that person with the higher case number than you get their interview scheduled. Finally, just a bonus, I want to tell you that sometimes you might see a person with a very low case number missing an interview schedule and a person with a higher case number than that person getting scheduled before the person with the low case number. That happens. Even though there are very few cases that happen that way, if your case number is low and you submit your DS-260 late, And people with higher case number than you submitted their DS260s very early, and they have been processed, and the time for the interview has come, and they have been put to allocated visa queue. Even if your DS260 form is processed, it will not come and overtake those who have already been put into that allocated visa queue. You will come on the last position. So all the others with higher case number than you that have been put on that allocated visa queue will have their interviews in their numerical order before you, even though you have a small case number. And that's why we normally tell you, submit your DS260 on time. Immediately you get selected, get some few days, fill your DS260 form, just slowly bit by bit, and submit it as early as that. And then you will be scheduled numerically as it should be. So that is somehow all about the case numbers. Thank you for watching this video. I know you might have understood now. The case number is very important in your diversity visa process. Subscribe if you have not, like the video, and let's meet in the next video.